So exciting times ahead. Hong Kong's government has just announced the 0+3 relaxation in quarantine rules, which augurs very well for your Global Financial Summit coming in early November. Can you give us a rundown of what to expect during the summit and what your guests will be talking about?
All right. We're in fact very looking forward to that. It will be a half-day event on the 2nd of November, and it will be preceded by a gala dinner which will take place at M+ Museum. And the theme of the summit will be about navigating beyond uncertainty. And during the summit, we will have 3 sessions. The first session is about how to navigate through the current uncertainties, including stagflation risk, interest rate hike, and the complex geopolitics, how financial institutions deal with it and navigate through these. But we need to look beyond uncertainty. So the second and third sessions will be about the global trends that will shape the future of finance. And these include, 1, technology, how things like AI, big data, blockchain-based innovation like crypto or even central bank digital currency will shape the future of finance, and how do banks respond to it. The second trend is, of course, green and sustainable finance. Collectively, we've done a lot in the past few years, and what more needs to be done, and how can we in Hong Kong contribute. But of course, in all these discussions, we will zoom back to Hong Kong, how Hong Kong as an international financial center can contribute to all these developments. We've got really great response from global financial leaders. We've got about 200 participants, with more than half coming from overseas. And of these 100+ overseas guests, about 30 of them are CEOs of global financial institutions or chairmen of these financial institutions. And the others are either C-suite executive or regional heads. For the remaining 100+, they are mainly regional heads stationed in Hong Kong or the local financial leaders. So the response has been overwhelming. When we sent out some of the invitations 4 or 5 months ago, they've already committed and have marked their calendars. So you will see a strong lineup. And it's really great to be able to reconnect with the global community physically. And what we really want them to do is to come here, see that Hong Kong is back, and also come here on the ground to see and feel the vibrancy of the place, so that they know they have a better idea of the opportunities here. But of course, we also want to be a welcoming host to make sure that they can make the best use of their time in Hong Kong, to not just attend the summit, but also to see their teams and meet their clients whom they have not met for maybe almost 3 years. And further to that, we also want them to see the other side of Hong Kong. And that's why we are organizing the gala dinner at M+ Museum, so that they can see the latest addition to our arts and cultural scene. We really hope that after the summit, after they've come to Hong Kong and gone back to their headquarters, they would have a very clear idea that, hey, Hong Kong is back and we should invest in this place. So the response is great.
Right. That's really positive news. Now, in the past year or so, we've seen a lot of emigration out of Hong Kong. A lot of people have left the city, including expatriates, including people in the financial industry who have relocated to other cities because of the COVID condition and because of other reasons. Now, Hong Kong being back is one thing, but encouraging and attracting these people to move back to Hong Kong is another. So will the HKMA or the government be unveiling any goodies or any incentives, policies to attract these people back to Hong Kong?
Well, global talent is obviously an important element that we need to have as an international financial center. And Hong Kong always has an edge on this. We have plenty of opportunities, low tax rates, and also great ecosystem like international schools. But of course, in the last year, it's been quite hard because of COVID and the various measures. But with the relaxation now to 0+3, we are quite confident that talents will gradually come back, and we are seeing that already. I work in the 2IFC, and you can see the expatriate community around 2IFC is actually growing. And in the end, I thought that talents always follow opportunities. And the opportunities are abundant in Hong Kong, whether you're talking about mainland-related opportunities like the various connects. In just the last 2 years, we've added 4 new connect schemes to this family. And fintech, we've been progressing very fast, and green bond market is booming here. So there are lots of different opportunities that I'm quite sure will attract the talents back. When we now have the more relaxed border requirements. And in fact, I've talked to a number of banks and asset managers in just the last few days. And they're actually quite positive because some of their executives who are now temporarily relocated to other places are starting to come back. And also importantly, when they now have new positions, they actually got applications from overseas talents. So it seems that with the relaxation, talents are more willing to come to Hong Kong to exploit all the opportunities that I just talked about.
Well, I want to switch the topic to about the EHKD, because HKMA just announced that you will start a pilot scheme for this digital currency called EHKD. Can you tell us what is that about? How will it work? What the public can expect from it?
Right. We started a study on e-Hong Kong dollar, which is a retail form of central bank digital currency, back a year ago, and we issued several consultation papers. And what we've announced recently is that through the consultation that we had, the response is very positive. In that we all see the potential in e-Hong Kong dollar in the future retail payment system in Hong Kong. Although we need to look a lot more on the legal privacy and also the use case, because the Hong Kong payment landscape is already very diverse and very efficient. Is there any additional benefit that the e-Hong Kong dollar can bring in certain specific use cases? Something that we need to look at. So in the 4th quarter of this year, we will start two of the 3 rails that we talk about. The first rail is the technical and legal preparation. We might need to amend the law. We need to look at the technical foundation, especially building the wholesale layer. And we need to look at the privacy protection area. The second rail is to have a deep dive together with the financial institutions and also the tech companies to see whether there are use cases where the e-Hong Kong dollar can really prove to be either cheaper or more convenient, or so that the public in future, if it's launched, has a willingness to adopt it. Otherwise, there's no point putting it out. And subject to the progress of these 2 rails, we will then think about the 3rd rail, which is how to launch the e-Hong Kong dollar. We don't have a timetable yet. It depends on the progress of the first 2 rails. When you think about e-Hong Kong dollar, the difference between it and for example, the payment wallets that you have, is that it's issued by us. It's central bank money. Whereas for the other payment wallets, it's actually operated by commercial enterprises, and there's always a difference there. You can think about e-Hong Kong dollar almost as the Hong Kong dollar banknotes in your pocket. It's just that it could be in digital form in future, and we are looking at the use case.
But Hong Kong also has 3 currency issuing banks. So how will the e-Hong Kong dollar jive with these 3 banks?
We have not got any firm idea yet because it's still early days. We're still looking at the technical and legal design. But what we have tentatively decided is to adopt a 2-layer level, which means that the HKMA as the central banking institution will be the issuer, but it will be distributed by a 2nd layer of financial institutions, banks, who will distribute that to the public. As to the details, we still need to look at how it should be best designed.